In a quiet meadow bathed in silver moonlight, where clover grew soft and wildflowers whispered goodnight, lived a little bunny named Luna. Her fur was the color of moonbeams on still water soft, shimmering silver that glowed faintly when the stars came out. Every night when the crickets began their gentle lullabies and the world grew still, Luna's tiny pink nose would twitch. It was time. She slipped out of her cozy clover burrow, past sleeping squirrels curled in tree hollows and hedgehogs tucked in leafy nests. The old owl blinked one golden eye, but said nothing. He knew her secret. Luna hopped silently to the tallest willow tree, its long branches sweeping the ground like a green curtain. Behind it lay a hidden path lined with glowing mushrooms. No map could guide you here. Only a kind heart and quiet paws could part the willow's veil and enter the secret garden. Tonight, the moon seemed to smile. "The flowers are waiting," Luna whispered, and with a joyful hop, she vanished into the night. The moment Luna stepped through the willow's branches, the air changed. It smelled of warm honey, fresh rain, and sleepy lavender all at once. The grass was softer than any blanket, and tiny glowing mushrooms lit the winding paths like nightlights. But the true magic was the flowers. Roses sang in rich velvet voices that made your heart feel warm. Daisies hummed sweet dreams that floated like feathers. Tulips whispered silly jokes that sent butterflies into giggles even in their sleep. Fireflies danced slowly overhead, painting the air with golden light like living lanterns. Here, Luna wasn't just a bunny, she was Luna, guardian of the night bloom, protector of whispers and wishes. "Hello, dear roses. Hi, funny tulips," she called, twirling so her silver fur sparkled. The fireflies buzzed closer, inviting her to dance. She laughed and spun, her paws barely touching the ground. But then, from the far corner where moonlight barely reached, came a tiny sound, a sniffle, soft as a falling petal. Luna's ears swiveled. Something in her magical garden was sad. Behind a large fern in the shadowy corner sat the smallest flower Luna had ever seen, a tiny daisy named Daisy Dim. Its stem was bent, its white petals drooping like wilted wings, and its golden center looked dull. Tiny tears sparkled on its face. Flowers in the secret garden had faces with eyes that could cry. Luna's heart gave a worried hop. She tiptoed closer, her silver fur catching firefly light. "Why are you crying, little one?" she asked in the gentlest voice. Daisy Dim looked up, her voice no louder than a butterfly's wing. "I'm too small," she whispered. "My petals don't glow. My song is too quiet. The other flowers don't hear me. I don't belong here." Luna remembered a time a big rabbit had laughed at her tiny hops, saying she'd never explore far, but she had found this garden anyway. "You do belong," Luna said firmly. "And tonight, we'll make you shine so bright, the moon will be jealous." Daisy Dim's petals lifted just a little. Hope flickered in her eyes. Luna's plan began with magic from the dewdrop pond, a tiny pool no bigger than a teacup, hidden under a mossy stone. It held the morning's dew-liquid starlight that glowed faintly. Luna dipped her paw, carefully splash, and gathered 3 shimmering dewdrops, each one sparkling like a diamond. She carried them gently in her mouth, careful not to spill a single drop of magic. Back at the fern, she sprinkled them over Daisy Dim's drooping petals. Plink, plink, plink. The dewdrops soaked in like warm sunlight. At first, the glow was soft, like candlelight through fog. Then it grew brighter, like dawn peeking over hills. Daisy Dim's petals began to shimmer. "I'm sparkling," she gasped, her tiny face lighting up. Luna's tail wiggled with pride. "Step 1, complete," she said. "Now you need a crown of light." She looked up at the fireflies dancing above. "My sparkling friends," she called. "Daisy Dim needs your help." The fireflies buzzed with excitement, ready for the next part of the magic. The fireflies zoomed down like a swarm of golden stars, their lights blinking in happy rhythm, on-off, on-off. "Daisy Dim needs a crown," Luna announced. "Let's make her a princess of light." The fireflies cheered in tiny voices and formed a perfect glowing ring around the little Daisy. They swirled and spun, their lights reflecting in the dewdrops on her petals. Daisy Dim shimmered like a tiny disco ball, colors dancing across her face. "It tickles." She giggled, her stem straightening for the first time. "I feel magical." The garden watched in wonder. The roses stopped singing to stare. The tulips clapped their leaves. Even the mushrooms flashed soft rainbow colors in excitement. But Daisy Dim's smile faded slightly. "I still can't sing loud enough," she whispered. "My voice is too small." Luna nodded. She understood. Glow was beautiful, but a flower song was its soul. "Don't worry," she said. "The singing roses have just the thing." With a determined hop, she set off toward the heart of the garden. In the center of the garden stood the singing roses, tall and proud. Their petals rich red, like velvet cloaks. The tallest ruby red leaned down gracefully. "Dear roses," Luna said, "my friend Daisy Dim needs to find her voice. Will you share one perfect note?" Ruby Red's petals opened wide, and she sang a single. Warm note lasso, pure it floated through the air like honey on a summer breeze. Luna caught it gently on a large green leaf and carried it back like a precious gift. At the fern, she tucked the note into Daisy Dim's golden center, right where her heart would be. "Now," Luna whispered, "sing with your heart, not your size. Let the magic help you." Daisy Dim closed her petal eyes. She took the tiniest breath, her stem trembling. The dewdrops glowed brighter. The fireflies held their breath. The whole garden leaned in, and then a tiny voice began to rise, soft at first, but growing stronger with every word. Daisy Dim's voice started as a whisper. "I'm small, but I'm here." But the dewdrops amplified it like crystal bells. The fireflies echoed it in harmony. The roses added their velvet warmth. The breeze carried it across the garden. And suddenly, her song rang out clear and sweet. "I may be small, but my heart is grand. I bloom where I stand, across the land. With friends by my side, I glow and I sing, a tiny flower with a great big wing." The garden exploded with joy. Tulips clapped their leaves like hands. Mushrooms flashed rainbow colors. Fireflies spelled Daisy in glowing letters across the sky. Even the old willow tree swayed, its branches rustling like applause. Daisy Dim stood tall, her petals glowing brighter than the moon. Luna's eyes filled with happy tears. "You did it," she cried. Daisy Dim beamed. "With you?" she said. The moon smiled down, proud and warm. It was time to rest. Luna curled up beside her new friend, her silver fur snug against Daisy Dim's glowing petals. The fireflies dimmed their lights to a gentle twinkle, settling on leaves like fallen stars. The roses began a soft lullaby, slower and sleepier than before. "Everyone has a light," Luna whispered. "Sometimes it just needs a little help to shine." Daisy Dim yawned, her glow fading to a cozy nightlight. "Thank you, guardian," she murmured. High above, the willow tree rustled one last time, its voice like wind through dreams. Kindness is the truest magic, and hearts that help others never stop glowing. The moon wrapped the meadow in a soft, dreamy blanket of silver light. The flower songs grew fainter, fainter, until only the crickets remained. Luna's eyes fluttered closed, Daisy Dim's petals folded gently. And as the secret garden drifted into dreams, two friends slept side by side, their hearts glowing brighter than any star.